Knights of the Old Republic, the rumor that it is getting a remake, this has persisted for a while. This has been around since 2015. These rumors have been floating around, and now it certainly seems to have gained some traction. Now, I said this over a year before the Rise of Skywalker release. We knew it was going to be a fucking failure. We knew it was going to be a dud. I said that what I think they will be doing next is dipping back into beloved characters from the movies and from the expanded universe. And I brought up Darth Revan specifically. That is a beloved character. That is a character that means a lot to people. Even if they haven't played the game, they know the name Darth Revan. And I thought that Star Wars would go after that next. They would do a story based around Darth Revan. In Rise of Skywalker, his name gets put as one of the Sith Legions, so they recanonize his name. And then we start hearing all these things. And now we are here with IGN and a million other people reporting a Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game is reportedly in development without EA and BioWare. I think a lot of people forget that BioWare didn't do KOTOR 2. That was Obsidian that did KOTOR 2. So just because it's not BioWare doesn't necessarily mean too much.
And BioWare hasn't done anything impressive in quite some time. Like, in my opinion, Mass Effect 3 was probably the last good game they put out, and even that had a lot of controversy around its ending.
Yeah. As reported by VGC, the latest rumor comes courtesy of Bespin Bulletin, who spoke out on a recent podcast about this project. Amongst my digging, I heard there's a Knights of the Old Republic project in development somewhere. I talked to a couple people, and I found out that Jason Schreier says it's not with EA and will never guess who the studio is that's making this game. Now, I talked about this almost exactly a year ago when I hate Jordan Mason. Dude's a fucking pussy piece of shit who blocked me on Twitter. But this is from a year ago. Knights of the Old Republic remake might be back in the cards. And again, these rumors persist from 2015. In 2016, they reported that it was on the back burner. And now, look at here. According to one, he talked to two sources about this. According to one, the previously mentioned Knights of the Old Republic remake is back in development. My other source added saying they felt it wasn't so much of a remake, but a sequel of sorts. It would be Knights of the Old Republic project that would integrate elements from the first two games in order to bring certain things into the current Star Wars canon. Not necessarily a remake so much as a reimagining. That is the worst case fucking scenario.
The Final Fantasy VII remake version.
that is literally a bastardized version of KOTOR to fit Disney canon. That's what that is. Lethal, what do you think about this?
Oh, God. I don't think it's real, in all honesty. I don't think this is happening. This pops up, like, what, every 6 months or so? It's a broken record in my opinion. But with the news that came out, like 2-3 weeks ago, that they're going harder on Star Wars games, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something that was very similar to KOTOR. But I highly, highly, highly doubt they're going to do a remaster. If anything, it'll just be what's High Republic. I reckon they'll do like a High Republic type game and do that type of stuff. I don't see them going back and remaking KOTOR 1 and 2 just with upgraded specs, because we almost had that with Project April and it looked absolutely amazing. And
it got shut down by Disney.
Yeah.
Same with the Unreal Engine remake of Republic Commando too. Disney's the worst for shutting down fan projects that they could just turn around and be like, oh, this is really good. Here's some money. Let's release it officially, like Valve did with Black Mesa. Like that's a game where people remade Half-Life 1. It was just fans that took the time to remake it in like a modern engine, and it took years for them to make it, and Valve's just like, yeah, sure, make it, release it on Steam. We'll get 30% of the money and it'll be fine. But Disney does not think that way.
This is what they were gonna do. This is that pre-alpha footage for that Hyperion remake that would have been a true, like, no shit remake, right? Like, all the dialogue, all the plot points, all of that would have been truly like, you can't really call it a remaster. It's effectively a mod, right? It's effectively what this would have been.
Graphics mod.
Show them the Malik one. That'll make them nut.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. You can
the Malik one.
No,
from years ago.
I don't think so. If you pull that up, this is what it be like going around the streets of Tatooine would have looked like, again with that same KOTOR story that everybody loves. This was the lower city of Taurus. Again, pre-alpha footage. That's what this was. Just people doing it it would have been a fucking mod. So you would have had to have owned Knights of the Old Republic to use this. It's not like they were going to be, making this new game and putting it out. You still would have had to own the game to use this, and Disney shut it down.
Yeah, mods only make money by donation too, so they're not even like they release it for free, like the mod.
Exactly. So that's what Disney shut down. Here's what
I can't see. Well, let me see what Lethal's got first.
This is also being filtered through StreamYard and YouTube.
The search for Bastila is taking too long.
And that was the Bastila video.
Risk her escaping Taris. Destroy the entire planet.
The entire planet, Lord Malik. But there are billions of people on Taris. We'd be slaughtering countless innocent civilians, not to mention our own men still on the surface.
Your predecessor once made the mistake of questioning my orders, Admiral. Surely you are not so foolish as to make the same mistake.
Of course not, my Lord Malik. I will do as you command, but it will take several hours to position our fleet.
Then I suggest you begin immediately. You are dismissed, Admiral.
Look, I'm so fucking over Star Wars. Like, I threw out everything I own, damn near, even the movies. I can't stand Star Wars, but that shit's hot fire right there.
And the thing is with this thing, I think that it's going to happen because we have seen right now that's what Disney's doing. Disney is taking characters that people care about and using stories with them because that's all they have. They can't create characters of their own, right?
So I'm kind of or go ahead if you still got another point. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Well, I'm kind of torn because they've put so much emphasis and marketing behind the High Republic. And I feel like this would take away from that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that's a logical decision. And Disney doesn't make logical decisions when it comes to Star Wars. They make fucking stupid decisions because by creating the High Republic, they've created that, that new kind of story that they want. Then if you pull from the Old Republic and bring that into it to then highlight more, because it's almost like what we saw with Mandalorian and how the Mandalorian helped elevate the High Republic. So I don't know. But then you open up the door that now all of these developers are involved and anybody can make Star Wars games. That gives so many options out there, which makes which makes it more realistic that we could be getting this Knights of the Old Republic. But it seems very messy and complicated based on the fact that they've put so much behind the High Republic because they have put a lot.
But if it's timing you're worried about, this could be 3-4 years out though.
Correct.
That's true too. Yeah, that's true too.
The thing, like they haven't really put that much behind the High Republic. That's the way.
I mean marketing. I just mean marketing. They have put a lot behind it.
They haven't put it for New Jedi Order. 1999, literally as there was a new Star Wars movie coming out, they had fucking TV commercials for the launch of a book series. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of like level. They had Mark Hamill fucking narrate a commercial for a book series that was coming out. We see the High Republic as being highly marketed, but really, in fact, just a lot of people are paying attention to it because Star Wars was hot after The Mandalorian. That like
yes and no, but I do believe
books and comics. Yeah. Like that's all it is.
But after announcing that Justine Ariel, like them publicly standing with her right before her show's coming out on the Star Wars show or channel or whatever, like it just seems like they are putting a lot more. Like they didn't even defend Kelly Marie Tran against the fake narrative that she was attacked. By the way,
I almost think StarWars.com Twitter is like it almost seems like they aren't really even paying attention to what
I know
they're doing.
Runs, I don't know if the person still runs their Twitter account, but years ago I know who ran their social media, and that person is still with the company. And so this person very much has a woke mentality.
But as far as this happening, I do think, and when I say that it doesn't make, I said in my video, it doesn't make sense, right? Like KOTOR, the way it's established now, doesn't fit in Star Wars canon, because with the High Republic, they're establishing that they are just like setting up these hyperspace routes in the Outer Rim, like a couple hundred years before the movies. KOTOR takes 4,000 fucking years before that. The Old Republic is 4,000 years before that, and they're traveling all these planets. So
Are you serious?
yeah, I'm serious. So they would have to change all this stuff. It doesn't make any sense. But I firmly believe they're going to do a bastardized version where they maybe they turn Revan into a woman. Maybe they bring in the Exile with Revan and tell a story like this. They're going to take these beloved properties and bastardize them and make it Disney canon. That's what
You can make Revan a woman though in the original.
But that's not. Yes, you can, but that's not canon. I can just throw Abby off a cliff every fucking time.
Oh, you're saying like what they'll bring into canon for like other stuff? I thought you meant like in the game. I was like, well, I mean, you could always pick your gender for
the like, the canon version of Revan was
still
male.
Yeah,
was male. Yeah.
You're saying it's going to be more of a remake as opposed to a remaster? Like they'll change the story and
correct.
There's no way they
reimagining.
There's no way they would remaster and not touch the story. There's no way.
Yeah, because it doesn't fit. Like it doesn't fit into their canon, so they would have to change it. And I fully believe they will like completely integrate it. What I would think is that they'll set it like several hundred years, maybe, and like you were talking about, Jeremy, they could link it to the High Republic in a way. You know what I mean? That they could have these events happen in their new KOTOR, a couple hundred years, maybe 1,000 years before the movies instead of 4,000 years, and try to link it up that way. That's what I think will happen.